So are you doing it be live or doing it?
It's live. Okay, you're live, Maurice.
Hey. James.
Real good. I got to know you somewhat from our last interview on how messed up your case was, and you were wrongfully convicted of a crime you did not commit. But today that title is Life After Prison. So.
Yeah, life after prison has been very rough. So, I'm still here fighting for my people. So.
Yeah, and you're going to continue to fight, I'm sure.
Yeah, to the last breath.
I watch your videos too.
Okay, thank you.
So.
Because I do yours and share them too.
Right, we got to do that to help each other out so that we can see some change take place.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing, man. I want to see some change take place. Started first with Rufus Rochelle and Marcus Boyd and all the different people I fight for. Terrence Montgomery.
Right.
There's so many of them, man. James Hicks, Derek Parks, man. Just a lot of guys, good guys I met over the years who were incarcerated, wrongfully for a small amount of drugs, man. And they're still stuck in prison. I just started to think about how God blessed me to get out here of this coronavirus, because I would have still been inside now. Mostly exposed to that virus,
Yeah, I wonder how many do we have to lose until they do something to help us out.
Well, the thing is, they don't care.
No, they don't. And look at what is in New York that lost 100 already.
So they say.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Is it true? Because a lot of times I try to take information with a grain of salt, especially depending on who it's coming from.
Yeah, if it's coming from the fake news, that's about the only thing I agree with Donald Trump on, that the news is fake. Because it always supports those in office, such as the state and everybody else that's elected.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know, man. We got problems, man.
Yeah, well, I've been reading quite a bit about your state and Mississippi. You're in Mississippi, right?
Yeah, still in Mississippi.
Their prisons are really messed up.
Really, man. I'm telling you, I live 6 miles from where you see most of the stuff, Camp 29. About 6 miles, not quite that far.
Right.
But, I live right around the corner from it, man. It's just a hotbed. And you hear people talk about it and people going on about their business. Like a lot of the guards that work there live in my hometown. Messed up over there, so. Yeah,
why don't you share an average day for an inmate in Mississippi? Because a lot of people know what it is like in other states.
Right.
So, how did your day go when you were locked up? An average day.
Well, I was in federal prison, so my day was. I can give you an average day when I was in the federal prison in Mississipip, but not in the state level. The state level is probably going to be different.
I forgot you were in federal, but that's okay. Tell us about the federal one.
Well, the average day for me was, it depended on where I was. When I was at the pen, the average day, because it was such a high tension rate, everybody got up at 6 when the doors opened at 5:30, 6 o'clock. Most of the time, the day started at 6 o'clock. When the doors open in the penitentiary, every inmate is up, because you don't know, it's just such a high tense environment, and nobody know what happened the day before, the night before, so everybody gets up and they're on their guards, because most of the time when people get killed in prison, it's at 6, it's in the morning when the doors first open.
Right.
A danger strike. So I would get up with me after October 1997. Every day for me, I would end up getting up going to work in uniform. So it depends. When I was in Beaumont, it was I would get up at 6 o'clock and I would just survey the land, just see how everything was going. I never ate breakfast because a lot of things happen at breakfast too. So during my whole day, the only time I ate breakfast was when we were on lockdown, and they would feed units one by one. But when the whole compound was open, I never ate breakfast. I kind of stayed around the unit. I drank coffee and I would get up and watch the news.
Right.
Watch the news and then, go ahead.
Well, Ohio prisons, most of them are locked down now, and they'll give them one sandwich at lunchtime. Usually it's, I think, peanut butter and jelly or something like that, and an apple. And then the same thing again for supper. And you're going to tell me that that's going to feed a man, who might weigh 200 plus pounds.
Man, let me tell you this. When I went on lockdown in Beaumont, hunt once. When we stayed locked down 2.5 days before they paid us anything, not less than a meal, anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, like, sometimes when, especially like now, all the federal prisons are locked down mandatory for 14 days.
Right.
So they're bringing the foods to the unit, and what they're doing in Forest City, they're letting them outside of the unit, one unit at a time, and they got a hazmat crew coming in and spraying the whole unit down. They told the guys to put all that food in the locker, everything else, like, cover up, but they came in and sprayed all the units, all the showers, everything. Yeah. Because they have 2 cases of coronavirus there in unit 8A and HC.
Right.
They share the same vents. So contrary to what people believe, I believe that those people, the air circulates on the same side in the buildings, the way they have the buildings.
Right.
Whatever, the top and the bottom unit share the same ventilation system. So
yeah,
they have a problem. Anyway, they have 2 cases. So what they're doing, they're spraying the whole compound.
Right.
They have a mandatory restriction to their rooms right now for 14 days.
Right.
So already they're going to leave. They're leaving the unit. They're taking 1 unit at a time. They're spraying the whole unit.
Right. And I understand family members are upset about the no visiting. Right. But right now I kind of agree with that because, you don't know who has the virus. And really it's hard, you could blame staff, just because of staff. But really they're no different than anybody else. And I would assume that they don't know they have it. I would just assume that. I believe some do know it, and they just want to be nasty about it.
I don't think so. I don't think you have to be a heartless person to knowingly walk inside of a petri dish and take a chance on affecting somebody else, no matter how much money you make or anything. And not only your own health.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I can't see anybody. I can't see any office. So it's bad for places I've been.
Right. You know what? Yeah.
Offices that would actually go in and knowing they have coronavirus. Now, are some of them sick with the fever when they go in? Of course. But I've seen a lot of them come in with sick because they don't have any more time off.
Right.
They almost have to go to work. So that's the thing. Right. You know what I mean? So I don't think anybody would normally do that. Well,
yesterday I really got ticked off at one lady because I put a post, to remind people to pray for our incarcerated ones regarding the corona. And I probably should have put staff too, and I just didn't think about it. And she said, who the hell cares about inmates? And I said, who the hell cares about you? And blocked her. I'm not going to have that trash on my page because I probably have several hundred on my page that was touched by the criminal justice system in some way or another.
Right.
So, and
that's you have people who think that everybody in prison is guilty.
Right.
When they are only one mistake away from being incarcerated themselves.
That's true.
So a lot of people think that like all the staff, some of the staff deserve to be in prison themselves because they're doing more dirt than some of the inmates there. Most of the average inmate who's done a long time is not into anything.
Right. You know as well as I do. All somebody has to do is point you out, say you committed the crime, and you're going to prison. That's how it is. That's our president's husband was not guilty. Our vice president's son was not guilty. My good friend John Peters is not guilty. And the line keeps going on, and I understand not everybody's innocent that claims it neither.
Right.
So,
there's some guys in prison who deserve to be in prison.
Right.
They were bad outside and they were bad inside, but there are a lot of guys in prison that don't deserve to be there. You mean to tell me you got a man that's been in prison 31 years, going on 32 years in a month or so, like Rufus Rochelle, never had an incident report in
right.
31 years, man? And he's the last person sentenced under the crack law who hasn't got any relief at all. He was the first person sentenced under the crack law in the state of Florida. And he's one of the last one remaining under the old law. He's still under 101 guideline sentence, man. And he didn't have any cocaine when he went to trial.
Right.
That's totally injustice, man. You changed it to 18 and 1. You say it's unconstitutional, but you still got this man, Rufus Rochelle, in prison.
That's called being corrupt. That's called being corrupt.
It's called being corrupt. It's turning a blind eye. Supreme Court says it's unconstitutional, but you know that this is wrong. But
Right.
you still turn a blind eye and keep him incarcerated.
Right.
Come on, man. Unbelievable, man.
Right. You know, a good friend of mine from Florida was telling me in the Tampa area, you know, the names of all these different gangs. And I told her, I said, I thought those gangs died out back in the 80s when I first got locked up. You know, because she was talking about the Latino gang. I forget what that is. The Mexican Mafia, the Crypt, the Bloods, the ABs. I mean, the line just went on, you know, on and on. And, you know, all that is, any gang teaches hate. But I understand that when you're 17 or 18 years old, you gear towards it because you don't know what to expect in prison.
Yeah, but James, I disagree that any gang teaches hate.
You don't think they do?
No, man. Let me tell you something. Some of the best dudes I work with were ABs. You understand?
Yeah.
But outside of work, we didn't have any interaction because the system didn't want us to have any interaction.
Right. Well, yeah. When I first got locked up, I was an AB, but I was 18, and none of us agreed with it, you know.
Right.
But
what choice did you have?
You're right, and you know, and I remember in '94, because before that, one line was all black, one line was all white, you know, for child commissary and everything.
Right.
But the state would put one black, one white, one black, one white. Well, it took about a year of, you know, getting into some serious fights, and even the COs were attacked over it. But after a year, we all got along, and we didn't have a problem with it anymore.
Right.
So.
But did you know any better then?
No.
Did you hate anybody then?
Not really.
That's what I'm saying. It's just the stigma that went along with your organization.
Right, and the thing, yeah, and anybody knows a true Panther and a true AB. They won't have nothing to do with black people or white people. Well, nowadays, you know, the ABs that's locked up or the skinheads. I don't even know if ABs are anymore. They all kick it with black guys. So really, they only do that because they want the title, but they want to have the friends still.
Right.
So.
Well, check this out. I was in 2004. We had a big race ride at Beaumont Million. Right. Right. Did you know that the ABs had to join together with the blacks because the Hispanics were talking about running all the ABs off the compound? So do you know that the blacks? I heard that. Yeah. Well, I lived that.
Right.
I lived that.
That happened in California too, if you remember, about 20 years ago.
About 20 years ago.
Right.
You know, and so it's bad, man. And, you know, you have the Pisons, you got the Sorrellos, and which I have no problem with any of them because all of them are approachable. I just think all of us are misunderstood. Right. What's disrespectful in my culture may not be disrespectful in your culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but until we get together and talk about it, you know, until the heads get together and sit down at a round table and talk about it and start associating with each other inside, man, we're not going to change anything, but they're going to keep us so divided. Well,
we need you down here. If there's a way for you to come down on August 29th, you could stay at my house. We have a wrongful conviction conference, and I would like you to be one of the speakers just because of, everything you've gone through.
Right.
So.
Right. So I would love to, man. I'm going to put that on. What you do, you text me the date and time. I'll put it on my calendar.
Right.
This what I don't understand. They told me when I got out, I didn't have any supervised release, right?
Right.
But when I got home, I went to see my attorney. My attorney said, man, I think the probation officer came and they talked to us until you completely get your conviction cleared that you're going to have to do, first they said 5 years, but then I talked to them and showed them how to do law work. And then we end up negotiating. They said, well, you're going to have to stay on 3 years until you get everything straight. If I get everything straight within those 3 years, then I won't be on any more supervised release. All right, how am I supposed to get straight when I can't even afford an attorney?
I thought federal was automatically 10 years supervision.
No.
No?
Depending on the crime.
Okay.
It depends on the crime. supervised release. But check this out. The statutory max that they could have gave me on my charge once the new law came in was 20 years.
Right.
I served 23. That's 3 years over my time. Yeah. So they should have took those 3 years and put it towards my supervised release.
I had several people today wanted me to ask you if you had some advice for them. We have one lady that her daughter is totally innocent. We have people on our board that their loved ones are innocent. Do you have any words or any encouragement or any suggestions on where they can get the help?
Well, you got organizations like Very Alive. That's with Brittany Barnett. You got Amy and Can Do Foundation, man. She helped me a lot, tremendously. You know what I mean? And I think that they have to do the ground and pound at the state level and the federal level. Everything that they find in the federal level, you got to contact them. You got to write letters to all the senators. You got to write letters. You got to get people to send letters to the judges and prosecutors. And you have to get their case out there in the media. And eventually everybody that helps inmates, they're so overwhelmed right now that they're overloaded, man. So we got to create a way to take the burden and the load off of them. That's one of the reasons I want to, because Amy was so overloaded that, I said, man, I got to try to take some of this off of her.
Yeah, if you could send me some of that information, because I'm going to try to get some for our conference, from each person if possible. And I'm even going to ask them if they want to come and speak. They might say no, but at least I'll ask them.
Like Kimberly McFarland in Atlanta, voice. She's been so overwhelmed, man, that she wants to give it up, man. I told her, no, you can't do that. How you going to stop helping us? You got Davita White in North Carolina, man. She helps everybody. She helps guys on the inside. Right now, she's probably so swamped trying to make sure the guys who are in contact with her are safe and being protected from them bringing people in from the coronavirus. They got to stop bringing people inside of the prison, especially ones who are not infected. You bringing guys from the street and from Oklahoma directly into the prison without getting them tested, and they're coming in with the coronavirus, and they're infecting the guys who are already there.
Right.
So the thing is, everybody uses the same shower. Everybody uses the same laundromat. All the clothes are washed in the same place. Everybody goes to the same store. Everybody uses the same recreational and workout facility. So how can you stop it from spreading when you got 2,500 people in the compound and you bring in one new guy that comes in and touches a machine and all 12 units, one person from all 12 units come out and touch it. He goes to the unit, he ends up spreading it. This is the breeding ground, man. All thing I can tell him, man, is pray and get hospitals ready.
Yeah, I think that's part of what we need to really do is we need to bring awareness on those situations as well. Yes, our number one priority is bringing awareness on wrongful convictions, but we've gotten pretty good at helping with medical issues, getting people transferred. Due to
that's what we gotta do, man.
Yeah, you never know why somebody needs to be transferred. Sometimes it's just their fault. They borrowed too many debits and they can't pay it back. My store would have made a fortune.
Sometimes, James, it's just sometimes it's the wrong environment and it's not conducive to the way that you want to do your time. Like some places don't have any educational structure, and most guys who are there, they might have a lot of K2 there. They don't have any class to go to. The teachers in education don't care if they get their GED or not.
Yeah, I just heard.
You want to go somewhere and learn something, man.
I just heard about K2 not too long ago.
You just heard about it?
That's a drug. That's a drug, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard of it until recently because, when I was locked up, you still could get almost any drug. I've been out 10 years, though.
You still can.
Right.
K2 is a new everything.
That's a pot, like pot, I heard.
Synthetic marijuana.
Yeah.
Now they changed from the synthetic marijuana to the spraying it on the paper. So they can get it in on anything, man. So it's just it's the new everything. It's the new crack. It's the new methamphetamine. It's the new LSD. And guys are dying from it. I've seen a lot of guys die inside from it.
Well, they need to really crack down and catch the staff members that's bringing most of them in. It's very difficult for family members to do it. Years ago they did, but not too much now, unless if it's once a box and they pass it off by kissing. That's about it. The rest is being brought in by staff. You go up to a CO and say, "Well, my mom will give you a grand. Bring this in." And that's how it's coming in.
How about if I give you $5,000?
Oh, I'm bringing it in. Yeah.
What you bring me, I can stand it. I'll make 20 before the week is out. So you gotta make 20 grand a week.
Well, you sound like you're experienced in that. Sounds like you're experienced.
I had not to brag about it. I had a car and I was over.
Right.
500 or 600 guys, so I seen a lot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, at one of our camps, they arrested a bunch of COs and inmates for running a prostitution ring with the inmates' wives.
Atlanta. They got one in Atlanta happened. One time in Pollard, it happened.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it happens a lot, but they're sweeping under the rug and they don't let it get in public.
Yeah, this got publicized. This one did.
Huh?
This one got publicized.
Okay, what was this in Atlanta?
No, this was at Grafton Correctional in Ohio.
Oh, at Grafton? Okay, that's a federal place?
Yeah, Grafton, Grafton.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And
I didn't know that.
yeah.
But it happens all over the DOB.
Yeah, I just never heard of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it happened in Memphis a few years back, a village.
Right.
Years back, so yeah. Anyway, a guy can make some extra money before he gets home, man. It's
right.
They're gonna do it. So you gotta realize, there are criminals there. Everybody there is a criminal.
Including the staff. Right? Including the staff.
Including the staff.
Yeah, we have such a corrupt sheriff in Franklin County that really needs to be voted out.
Oh my God.
He allowed people to die from fentanyl, swept things under the carpet. My good friend Debbie Gibney is watching this. Her son was killed in Franklin County Jail through fentanyl a couple years back. And they knew who did it, but the sheriff lost the tapes and a bunch of stuff just was a mess.
Yeah, because the tapes will show that his officers were involved.
Right.
If his officers go down, the officers are going to point the finger at him, so of course they're going to lose the tape.
I would assume, but it's been like 38 years since I've been in the county, but I would assume a lot of their drugs coming from staff just as well.
Yeah. Look, man, I was in Beaumont back in the early, in the mid-90s, late 90s, but they had what they call a SWAT team.
Right.
And so this, basically a SWAT team run the yard, especially in the penitentiary. But these guys, man, they were whooping inmates. They had different inmates, working for them. So I don't know, I'm not going to say necessarily drug, but a lot of those guys went down, like, Lieutenant Smalls and Lieutenant Clark. He just got reassigned because he probably told on the other staff. This
right.
is our penitentiary, but you look up all the officers, they end up, busting a couple of officers out of the kitchen, but they had a whole range going in. If your captain is crooked and your SWAT team is crooked, who's going to tell on it? The captain doesn't answer to anybody. The captain can actually lock the warden up.
Even the inmates, even the residents there really don't tell on staff neither, because we just don't tell on people.
No. You just turn your head because it's a matter of life and death. You turn your head. So that's the thing.
I mean, I watched staff members set up inmates with putting shanks in the locker boxes, putting dope in the locker boxes. This is in Ohio.
Yeah. This is in the Bay. I seen the same thing at Beaumont Medium and at Yazoo Medium, man. They had a staff coming in. They used to call him the night specialist. No matter what, every time he come in, he will always find a knife in somebody's room.
Right.
What unit he worked, he found a knife at least 3 times a week in the housing area and in somebody's room. They get so much money to find a knife, especially if it's over 6 inches long, and they get like pump time.
I would like to take this credit, but for some reason, you brought a lot of viewers in today, more than usual for me on both, YouTube especially. But on the video today, I'd say there's got to be over 100 people watching or close to it.
Okay. well, let's shoot it up. Let's run it further than that, man.
Right.
We're just asking people to go ahead and come on in, man. So I'm just hoping that that it's a combination of both,
right.
man. So,
right. And if everybody can share this video and invite your friends to watch it, Maurice, hopefully, is going to be our keynote speaker on August 29th. And you could ask him real tough questions. He'll be honest with you. Put him on the spot.
Yeah, always. There's no such thing as a spot when you're telling the truth.
Right,
when you're telling the truth, you're never on the spot.
Right, and the thing is, all it can do is actually help someone. Our theme is wrongful conviction, bringing awareness out. So we're trying to bring other organizations in where people can work together.
Hey, look, check this out, man. I have a list of people that I know are baseless, like Terrence Montgomery. But who's the overseer over the prosecutors that locked him up?
I don't know.
We need people to come in when these people complain. Look how many people get out of prison for being in prison over 20 years who have been wrongfully convicted.
Hey, I need the people that help on wrongful conviction, so I can contact them for our conference.
Yeah. Okay. I know some that help, but I need some help myself. I need some lawyers. I don't need the organization to help with wrongful conviction. I need some lawyers so I can go ahead and file my suit.
Okay, why don't you explain to the people what your lawsuit's on or what you're able to, and who knows if, there could be an attorney watching, and if people share this video and invite people, you never know.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. In 1996, September 12th, 1996, I was in Killeen, Texas, buying a house. The audio and video shows that I was in Killeen, Texas, buying a house. The charge that I went to prison on, which was aiding and abetting the sale of 6 grams of cocaine, happened on September 12th, right here in my hometown, Mount Vernon, Mississippi. Now, you had the case agent who was head of the task force, Ronnie Jones, along with David Sullivan. They allegedly said that they went to the grand jury, and testified on. They said that they saw me, but when they got to trial, they said that they had never seen me.
Right.
We had a IRS agent. We had a hard on for me and my case and some of the people that I knew, and also the Congressman Benny Thompson in Mississippi. Do you know they told my lawyer when I first got locked up? They said, Maurice, we know that you're not hustling anymore. We know that you're not a criminal. We know that you've never been in trouble. But if you sign this paper to testify on Congressman Benny Thompson, we'll let you go right now on him and the guy who was the mayor of my town at the time.
Right.
I said, man, look, do your job. I'm not going to do your job for you. And so that was the end of that. They never offered me a plea agreement. They said, okay, if that's what you want to do, you'd rather see him, because Benny Thompson was beginning to become a powerful man at the time, and I campaigned for him. Dan Cochran, right here in Mississippi, and a lot of the local people, Richard Coleman, Mr. Tolliver.
Right.
So I used to campaign for a lot of people, righteous people who used to be in office. Anyway, I got arrested January 15th coming through Lake Village, Arkansas. I went back, I had got a ticket on New Year's Day. I went back, I got a ticket. They arrested me for taxi evasion. They held me after going back for the ticket when they told me that they wasn't ready. They held me from 8 o'clock that morning until 1 o'clock that evening until Harry Bostic. I want everybody who's watching, if you're really interested in a crooked story, Google Harry Bostic. He's a former IRS agent that Governor Haley Barbour pardoned in 2010. He came over from Mississippi drunk in his personal car with 2 other agents, Elijah McCoy and Bush Bingham. Put me in the car. They drove me back to Mississippi. They didn't show any warrant. There was no warrant issued for me. And they took me back to Mississippi. When I got to Greenville, Mississippi, I went before Judge Bowman.
Right.
My brother was an attorney at the time. My brother had big issues with Judge Bowman in a civil suit, where they was fighting about things that were going on in Mount Vernon. So they were arguing back and forth in civil court.
Right.
So my brother had got Judge Bowman reprimanded. He should have recused himself when he found out who I was. He didn't. He held me with no bond. After a bail bond came to my preliminary hearing and said nobody's $90 bond, that he would give me a bond, and that the sheriff, the lead investigator in Baldwin County, said that he believed that no matter what I was facing, that I would come to court. But these people took me to trial for aiding and abetting the sale of 6 grams after I went to jail, they gave me a number. They give you a band that you put on when you go to the detention center. My number then was 105900042. If you search that inmate by number, that belongs to another guy in Mississippi who got arrested on September 12th.
Right.
We had the exact same charges, exact judge, exact same date of arrest. And that was his number.
Yeah. Debbie, excuse me for 1 second. Debbie, we'll be right with you on that question about CCI in a few minutes. Okay, go ahead.
And so I went to trial on the Melvin Mathis identity and registry number. Now, I found it odd by me not being in the system once I went to trial because they were banking on me pleading guilty. Harry Bossy and Ronnie Jones were banking on me pleading guilty when I went to trial. So they had to, court. As a matter of fact, my prosecutor, Robert Norman, removed himself from my court because Harry Bossy said in my preliminary hearing under oath that the confidential informant that wore the wire testified at the grand jury. What he didn't know was that the confidential informant on that same drug buy ran out with the tape recorder and all the money, so there was no way that it could be real money at my trial. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He didn't come up until after I got arrested and was on the way to trial. He ran off in September. He didn't come up until February. Once after I got arrested, I got an affidavit from him saying that he never bought any drug from me, and they charged him with running off with the $275.
Right.
And all the equipment. They had the backup tapes. They never played the tapes at my trial, but they didn't have it. They had a transcript like I had been in court. When we got the backup tapes, I didn't hear my backup tapes until after my trial, 2 days before my sentencing.
Right.
And I asked my lawyer, do you hear my name on there anywhere? We listened to 4 hours of surveillance tape. My name wasn't anywhere. Every time they asked for me, they said that I was out of town somewhere, that I hadn't been home in 2 weeks, that I hadn't been in the city in 2 weeks. So it took me, I fought all my motion from 2008 when the first crack law against the offended. When Ryan Jones got arrested for extortion, this is the lead agent on my case. When he got arrested for extortion, the FBI contacted me, but of course, Chad Lamar filed a motion saying that his case, him being locked up, doesn't affect my case. This agent filled out my lab report and lied on the oath as if he seen me at the grand jury, if they even had a grand jury.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He went to prison, they still didn't bring me back. Okay. 6 years later, Harry Bossy get arrested, for the same thing. They still don't bring me back. Harry Bossy, the IRS agent, arrested me for tax evasion in Arkansas.
Right.
And so I got a pile of paperwork where I can show you original documents where they forged the documents. It's different from the ones my motion discovered.
Right.
Come to find out that with the person I was supposed to have aided and abetted, they charged him with selling 6.4 grams of fake cocaine. So there was never any real cocaine in my trial anyway.
Right. Right.
They charged me with real crack. They held me with 54 keys of relevant conduct of ghost dope.
Right.
Because the IRS agent said that he had out-of-court statement where guys said that I sold dope, that they sold dope for me from 1994 to from 1992 to 1996.
Right.
But I never met these people. They never testified in my trial or anything. And they found me guilty, held me responsible for 54 keys of relevant conduct.
Right.
So the first step actually freed me 7 years early. The same judge who sentenced me to the 400 months had the compassion to, and he asked the question at my hearing. Well, he said, "Did I do this?" As if he was in shock that he gave me 400 months. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know, man. They forced a lot of paperwork to put me back in Mississippi. My defense was the alibi.
Right.
The judge gave an instruction say it's not necessary that you find that he sold the drugs on September 12th, long as it was on or about that day.
Right.
That killed my whole alibi defense.
Right. Now, what type of attorney are you in need of?
A criminal attorney.
Okay.
Or a civil attorney. To file a wrongful conviction against all of these Harry Bostic,
right,
Chad Lamar, Robert Norman, Ronnie Jones, the state of Arkansas for releasing me without a governor's warrant.
Right.
The only somebody can bring you from one state to another state in the bed is the U.S. Marshal.
Right.
This IRS agent brought me from Arkansas to Mississippi in his own personal car.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're gonna have to have you back on next week, but we got one lady here, Debbie Rhodes. She's the mother of our president's son. Was saying that at Chillicothe Correctional, the staff calls inmates bitches and out of the name sets them up, write tickets that they have not, that they didn't do anything wrong for, just make up something, and then I know it's kind of hard for the guys to write an informal grievance because then the staff will come after you, but we can't do nothing unless if they actually do that.
Well, they have to, the thing is, they got to, whatever state they're in, they got to get the prison handbook. Because what they did is, in the beds, they stopped the prison handbook from coming in. They got one, Joe Biles prison handbook. That prison handbook is a step-by-step litigation where you can take these people to trial.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So she needs to find out what state is she in. Ohio, is that
that's Ohio. Chillicothe at one time back in the 50s was a federal prison because Bob Hope was actually there for 2 years. Then it became a state prison shortly after. It's one of the oldest prisons around.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But
I'm viewing the live, so if they have any comments, okay, I see devastating.
Right. Yes. Yeah, and if you could look at the bottom of the comments in the video afterwards,
right,
and respond to some of them, and also send me the information on those people that we can maybe get for our conference, and I'll send you a flyer for our conference for you to attend, and then we'll have you as the main speaker. Because I really wanted to get somebody that was locked up that knows the system. It doesn't make a difference if it's federal or state. Wrongful conviction is wrongful conviction.
Right. There's another guy, too, who ended up winning his case. He's a good lawyer. His name is Michael Rudisill, Michael Rudisal.
Can you get me in? Yeah. Can you get me in contact with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that. I'll try to reach out to him. I'll try to find this information. I'll reach out to him. And he's in Texas.
Oh, okay.
He worked with a big law firm there now, man, and he's doing wonderful things. There's a guy inside. There's like 2 or 3 guys inside. One of the name is Ricky Kerr, and the other name is Chad Marsh, man. But when I tell you to actually do legal work, Chad Marsh is, once you all over the system, he's known for helping people, and he does it pro bono. So I would send them a friend request, and his family who's on his page will also. He'll research it, whether it's state or anything.
Send me his name or copy his page and send it to me in Messenger.
Okay.
Now Debbie Rhodes, who again, her son is the husband of our president. She says he's totally innocent, and I believe it.
I believe it.
Because I've read. I didn't necessarily read, but they explained some of the stuff, and it was really, really messed up. And he should not be locked up. So he's one of hundreds, I shouldn't say hundreds, but one of many people that should not be locked up anymore in Ohio. And on our website, we're going to feature wrongful conviction people. Just to bring awareness out. We can't put down, pages and pages of their stuff. But we could put down a little intro there so that maybe somebody could reach out and help them. Oh, okay. I see you on there now.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sending the names of some of the people.
Yeah. Why don't you inbox me them?
Okay.
And then then send me that guy's copy his Facebook page, and I'll join it. But we gotta I really would like you maybe to handle our podcast once in a while.
I would love to. You have to teach me how.
Hell, I don't know how. No, I know how somewhat, but you had that voice, for radio and so forth, and
okay, thank you.
And I don't have the patience really, and I really don't. I don't like people for the most part. I didn't say. I'm sorry, I didn't say that out. I guess I did say it out. I was just thinking that. No, I like people, but You know, what I do like to do is a lot of times I like to keep people on my page, even if they hate what we're doing, because I'm thinking behind my brain that maybe we could convince them what we're doing is right. You know, and if it gets to the point where they start getting disrespectful and so forth, then I'll unfriend them or block them. Because I mean, I've been called every name under the book, you know, just because of what we do. You know, and you know, years ago, I wouldn't take that from anyone, but it's, you know, you don't really have a choice out here. It's either that or you're going back to prison.
Yeah, you're right. And that's the thing. That's the thing. I just think we just have to keep fighting for them, man, whether it's state or federal. Now, I want to be able to advocate for everybody. I want to be able to look into their case. You know, a lot of times, now, let me say this, in all fairness to a lot of people.
Right.
You know, what I do is when people send me somebody's information, I look at their case. I have somebody to go sometimes, not all the time, on page and I look at their case. Most of the guys I advocate for, I've either met before or they're with people that I trust. And
right.
The thing is, or either I go on page or have other people go on page and send me some of their information. You know, guys like Dave Barron. So, you know, him.
Yeah.
You know, I had Enrico. She's from the Canyon Foundation. She sent me his stuff and I looked at his stuff. And he should have been home. Obama committed some of his sins, but he should have came home. He should have went home. There's no reason for him to be in prison. Eric Gasson, man, you know, he's total transformation. He should be at home from the stacking law. You know what I mean? Right. He's got a hearing coming up. I got James Hicks. These are guys I did time with in 2 or 3 institutions, Marvin Ford.
You talking about Hicks? You talking about Hicks?
Yeah, James Hicks.
Yeah, I interviewed him one time.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, this was a while ago.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, he should be at home, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this was about 5 years ago.
Okay.
But
yeah.
Well, let's do this. We have asked each state to get 2 people that were networked for all of us to bring us information. You know, what's good, what's bad about their prison system, to see what we might be able to implement, what isn't good. You know, and I think we're going to get a stronger criminal justice system by doing something like that. You know, Mississippi, though. I mean, you guys are like back in the 50s and 40s. Your prisons, the way they operate.
Yeah, but they got a warrior down here named is Pauline Rogers. And when I tell you she's going to work, and she's working, man, let me tell you something. I got a new respect for warriorhood. Just what her and her husband Fred is doing with the Rich Foundation in Jackson, they just not. They need more. They need more help. But she's going inside the prison and ministering to them, and then she has stuff ready for people when they come home, man. And I'm telling you, that's the thing that I haven't had from the feds. They put into when they passed the Second Chance Act.
Right.
They put $96 million set aside for inmates coming home.
Well, that's one thing I do like about Donald Trump was that, because that was a start for you guys. You know, and all they can do, a lot of the federal prisoners, they released 100 so far?
Okay, but where's the help that I was supposed to get when I got out?
Yeah.
I can't laud and praise them until I see the results of the help.
I agree. Did have you contacted them?
Yes. So they tell you that they're going to contact you back.
Right.
So what am I supposed to just keep contacting them, but they don't pick up? I got numbers in Washington D.C. that I call. They called me the very next day. I got out January 10th. They called me January 11th. Right. Saying that they're going to appoint me a representative. They're going to call me Monday.
Right.
I didn't call them Monday. I waited till Wednesday and called them back. They told me they was going to have the guy call me or contact me, and nothing. Asked my probation officer about your stuff from the information from the Second Chance Act where I can get resources. Nothing. He didn't even know anything about it. Went to the Wynn Job Center here in Cleveland, Mississippi. They told me they had never heard of the Second Chance Act or any of its benefits for prisoners coming out. I said, man, they put $96 million into it, and they divided it up amongst each state.
Right.
Where's the money going? But you got these people who represent part of the Second Chance out riding around. They flying from state to state. You But you tell me I can't get a decent pair of pants or get my driver's license or anything. I'm in rural Mississippi, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna survive because I'm a survivor.
I know you are.
Yeah, but don't put this BS out about you. You set aside money where you're gonna help people. So you can imagine if they don't want to help me while I'm free, do you think they want to help anybody that's still incarcerated? No, man.
No.
They're not looking over and after the money that they set aside to ensure that it's being used properly.
Right.
I would rather for them to give Miss Pauline Rogers and the Rich Foundation the money for Mississippi because what she does, she has stuff when people come home from the state, she's ready for them. And she did it for me, and I came out of the beds. I didn't ask her. She did it. Once she found out I had just got out, she reached out to me. I didn't have to call her. And that's what these people are supposed to do who work for the feds. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I applaud people like that, man. I thank God for people like that. So
that's why it's so important that you and I work together and we network with every state. If we get, like I said, 2 people from each state to network on our behalf to let us know exactly what's happening there. We need somebody that handles federal prisons. I know nothing about the federal prisons. Yeah. I've heard good things and bad things about them. So, you never really know what's right unless we talk to somebody that served time in them.
Yeah.
But why don't we do another interview sometime, say Monday night? Around
okay.
What?
This coming Monday?
Yeah, we could do it once a week, and if you could pick a topic for that day.
Okay.
And then we'll do it on that topic. I know, some people's concern is the medical issues.
Right.
I could care less about the food they're eating because that's the least of our concerns right now.
You think so?
Yeah, because we got to get them out.
All right, think about this though. Until they get out, they gotta eat. They gotta eat to live.
Right.
So you got all this food that's not for human consumption that they're steady eating. And so you got, check this out.
Mm-hmm.
Butler Medical Center got 2 facilities designed for people sick. You got Springfield, you got Minnesota, where they sent all these sick inmates.
Right.
Most of them are getting pancreatic cancer, prostate cancer from the food that they're eating, man. Right. The food all over the BOP has not for human consumption.
Yeah. Now in Ohio, Aramark serves all the prisons in Ohio.
Yeah.
Now they also do the big hotel chains, which is great food. But what they give to the inmates in Ohio is, I wouldn't even feed it to a pig.
All right. So you're saying we shouldn't address the food issue until we get them out? They still have to eat. Jay?
Right.
So all issues have to be addressed equally. We still have to fight for them to then address these issues simultaneously.
Okay, I stand corrected on that. But
you know what I mean?
Yeah. We would have to get somebody that could really head that up. We need to get rid of these private companies that are serving in as medical, in medical food service, and in many other areas, it's all private.
Right.
So they don't care. They have to go by a budget.
Exactly.
At your cost.
And then they don't really care, man. Like I said, do you think they care, man? They're inside, man. We got people inside, man, that have feeding tubes on them. They have bags on them.
Yeah. They tripled the J-Pay stamps, the price ever since this coronavirus.
Yeah.
They tripled them.
Look at the phones, man. Look at the phones in the email.
Yeah.
Like in the beds, they got email. We're talking about 5 cents a minute. You increase the phone. If somebody calls that family collect, it's $8 a phone call.
That's what it was when I was locked up in Ohio. Now it's like $1 because they went with some company.
Right.
But that's not every state though. And we got to get every state on the same page. They might, some may not have pro and all that, but we need to get the fair treatment part in each state because I think most of the states have some of the same issues.
Right.
So.
A lot of them do.
Right.
A lot of them stems from the conditions of their housing unit. So when the conditions, so once your conditions, once staff doesn't hold or do not hold inmates accountable for the way they are living, or the building, the infrastructure goes down, so does the morale of the inmates.
Right.
So now you turn him into an animal.
Right.
You don't rehabilitate him and give him something to restructure his mind towards coming home, towards rehabilitation. Then what you do is you put a dog in a pen, no matter what school he went to and how smart he is.
Right.
You put him on that pen and feed him bad food and keep him locked up for 10
right.
years without, you know what I mean? Let him out 1 hour a day and locking him up.
Yeah. Well,
when he gets out that pen, he's going to bite everything in his way.
Yeah. I would like you to give everybody your contact information. We do that after each show that we do. Then I'll give everybody our contact information to contact us as well. Why don't you give your contact information to people, and they can contact you also with questions, right?
Right. They can look at me on Facebook. Maurice Clifton. You see it. The Sippy, the one that has Sippy on it. They can look at me on Instagram. It's 2_2 black. They can look at on Twitter. I'm at Maurice Clifton 6. No space. And I'm in Mississippi, so my address is 5381 Highway 61 North, Mount Bayou, Mississippi, 38762. And inbox me from my Facebook page, and I'll give you my phone number.
That's about the right. And folks, if you want to reach us, drop us an email at changestartswithus@gmail.com. Pretty soon our website will be up, and there will be www.changestartswithusohio.org. And our phone number is 614-404-4924. It may say Ohio at the end, but we really work outside of our state too. When somebody reaches us for help, we don't just a lot of people think he's all over because he helps other people around as well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They locked up. And they went through. If they're going through what I'm going through, man, I'm gonna do my best to help them or point you in the right direction.
Right. Well, yeah. Now, is Monday night at 6 p.m. okay with you?
That's good. I'm gonna put it on my calendar.
Okay, and make sure you inbox me all the information for those innocent groups, and I want to see if we can get some of them at our conference, and I'll send you our poster for our conference. We'll put you at the keynote speaker because I like what you have to say, and you can fire up the crowd a little bit for us.
I will. I'll be sure to do that.
Right.
I'll be ready. So,
and I'll make sure I take you to McDonald's that day.
Yeah, that's fine. McDonald's is fine.
Yeah, but maybe some of us will have a picnic afterwards or so because it's going to be a long day. We're going to have a couple workshops and some great speakers. We're going to have some refreshments. There's no cost to the speakers, but we're asking other people a $5 donation for the food because, since my original group, Fair Treatment, Reform, and Reentry, who had the 501c3, I pretty much was, asked to leave. So we decided to start a group, that was working on wrongful conviction. So we're starting from the bottom up again. So
I got you. So also, I might pull my grill up there, man. If I get a chance to drive, I might pull my grill and put some ribs and some Mississippi smoked sausage on there.
Oh wow! Wow, yeah. Ohio likes those, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
everybody likes those.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, though, man, we got to come up with a plan between now and August. A lot is going to go on.
Right.
This situation with the coronavirus is not going to get any better. And
no.
People who are literally in panic over their loved ones who are incarcerated.
Well, Ohio is looking to lift the ban on movement on the 7th of this month, and they believe that the regular movement would take place the second week in May. I'm hoping that's true because we have a couple of events planned for the end of May, but if need be, we'll cancel them because nothing's worth the safety of the public or our board members.
Right.
So,
one of the things that, man, it's so crazy out here, when I'm in public, that down into their phone.
That's me.
Nobody takes time to look up. And I've seen elderly people struggling and youngsters walking by with their phone, not even stopping to help them. So when I stop to help people, people look at me like I'm crazy, like I'm a dinosaur or something.
Yeah.
I said, man, I don't mean it at all. I just want to help you get to your car or whatever.
Yeah.
Help you with your
Yeah. 1 year, my mother sent me 20 $10 gift cards for Wendy's. So I started giving it to the homeless people, and I noticed something strange. The homeless people were going around selling them.
Yeah.
So,
I just
you
got to tell the guy that today, man.
Right.
I said, you have a lot of people who are homeless and they don't want to be, they don't want to be.
Right.
They don't want to be here. They're content with the life that they live.
Right.
You know what I mean? So change is only going to come when somebody wants to be changed or initiate change within themselves. That's for people inside. That's for people outside too.
Yeah, I'm going to cut out the YouTube, but we'll still be on Facebook Live. But I just want to cut that off because if I have to do 2 at one time, you'll see half of my head cut off. It happens all the time.
Okay.
So there now I'm